it's Maitreya, and I'm here to talk about the public swearing in of Congressman Antonio Delgado, as well as my interview of him. By the way, a huge thank you to the staff of the Congressman for arranging my going to those events. Thank you! Hi, it's Maitreya, and I'm here at the Hudson Opera House, and Antonio Delgado is swearing in, and Antonio Delgado will be here any second.
I was not quite as good as Antonio. Our team's motto at Madison was this: we may be small, but we're slow.
But when I thought about the individuals who are going without pay because of government inaction, and they're working, federal workers, a lot of them, still working, TSA, they're out there still working, can't get a dime though. Now, as a member of Congress, I couldn't in good conscience, I couldn't take my paycheck while this government action is ongoing. So I've asked that my pay be withheld until the government shutdown concludes. The bottom line is we need to stop the games. Hey there! How you doing?
Good!
Yeah?
You good?
All right, I'm good.
We're here.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
So, first off, is Congress any different than you expected? And if so, how?
Well, you never quite know what to expect in a place like Congress. I will say that the pace is very fast in a good way. At the same time, though, you do have a lot of downtime. So I know that sounds kind of conflicting, but when you're not waiting to vote, you're moving quickly. But when you are waiting to vote, you kind of wait, and you're like, okay, can we just vote? So it's kind of like stop and go. But it's an exciting experience, a very meaningful experience, and obviously with the shutdown, there's a lot of work to be done.
Got it. And you're also introducing a bipartisan bill called the Service-Disabled Veterans Small Business Continuation Act.
Yes.
So can you say a few words about that and why it's important?
Yeah, it's my first bill that I've introduced. It's a bipartisan bill, which I think is very important. We have to figure out ways to make sure that we're always working across the aisle. It extends benefits to the spouses of service-disabled veterans in a way that has not been the case in prior years. It's an example of how we can come together and prioritize helping people who've given so much to us, not just the veterans, but their families. And again, it's about bipartisanship, so we're very excited about it.
Speaking of coming together, what do you think the best strategy to end the shutdown is?
Well, I think the best strategy is to be very, very committed to finding common ground, not over politicizing it, not being too partisan, and just trying to make sure that we're mindful of how we can do what we can do together. Now, I've taken some steps to try to make sure people understand how committed I am. It's horrible that so many people have to go without a check despite the fact that they're working. So I decided that I'm not going to take a check either to show solidarity with those individuals. I also co-sponsored a bill that asks the CBO to to issue a daily report on the economic impact of the shutdown so we can all see what our inaction is causing. And hopefully that'll spur action on our part. And we've certainly put forth legislation that we think has been supported, or we know has been supported by our Republican counterparts in the Senate, and we hope that they might do so again to make sure that we can get the ball rolling. So those are the things that I've tried to focus on and make sure we can, open the government back up.
Got it. Yeah. And finally, what do you think people, especially young people, can do to stay involved in politics now that the election's over?
Do what you're doing, which is amazing work.
Thank you.
Stay inquisitive, set a high bar for yourself, speak your mind, stay engaged, and recognize that you have a voice and that this is about your future. You have the grown-ups who are making the decisions for the future, but you would think that since it is your future, you should have a voice as well. And so always continue to put yourself out there, be engaged, listen, read books, learn, educate yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to educate you, and make sure you're empowered so that when the time is right for you to vote and for you to engage, you're ready. But even before then, you can still have a voice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel at ionpolitics.net or give it a like.